Hello, all right. You probably can't see me very well. I got my crap in my car right now. Headed off to the mountains. Headed off. First order of business today is gas. Need gas. My car's got... Yeah, so we need to go get gas and food and energy drinks. And after those three, we drive to the Lost River Range. All right, getting the gas. About to go in the Big Mickey D's and get some food first, and then we're off. Right, food was delicious. Just had a Monster and 2 McGriddles. That was absolutely fantastic. So now it's time to drive to the mountains. The sun is slowly coming up in the distance. I can kind of see it. So yeah, gotta get my music going, get energized again, and then we'll feel good. Let's do this. There she is. Oh goodness, I gotta hold the wheel. There she is. Mount Morrison. Is Mount Morrison a guy or a girl? What do you think? I would say Mount Morrison is a dude. It's like a dude. That's a dude mountain. That's a dude name. Morrison. Mount Morrison. That's a dude. Anyways, yeah, we're headed up to the summit of that today. We're just finishing up this drive out to the turn off, and then we'll see how far we can get up this road. And then we'll see how far we can get up that peak. But hopefully, all the way to the top. This is really dry for May, so yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna point the camera here. This is our turnoff where it says Elkhorn Creek right here. It's the same turnoff for Mount Idaho, which is looming big way out there in the distance. There's our mountain. So yeah, I don't know how far my poor little Subaru is gonna make it up this road, but we're gonna give it a go and see how far we can make it. Hopefully we can get all the way up there, but we shall see what happens. Okay, so you're gonna get to a spot like this. You can go left, you can go right. You're gonna go right here. All right, here's where I got the car. This road is absolutely horrible. I'm surprised I made it this far. But yeah, that is where the road starts, way down there. I made it about this far. I'd say about more or less a mile into it, maybe a little more. We're looking up from here. I'm gonna have to hike the rest of the way to the trailhead, and then yeah, we've got the whole mountain. So I will check back in once we get to the trailhead and after I'm warmed up a bit. Right, so I'm kind of where the trail, or where the road ends and the trail kind of begins. And if you look back, I don't know if you can see it, but my car is just sticking out somewhere over there. So right here is where our trail kind of starts. You can kind of see it right there. It goes through the trees, or not through the trees, through the bushes. I'll turn the camera around so you can see it goes right there. And we're just gonna make our way up into there. So yeah, there's a little parking area if you can make it a little farther past where my car is, just down there. It took me like 5 minutes to get here. Yeah, good views today. I mean, look at the sky. Perfect, absolutely perfect conditions. So yeah, it'll be hopefully a good day. Here we got a little bit of some rocks right here. Let's see if I can, let's see. Make a little cairn right here, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. There we go. That's the start of Mount Idaho / any mountain we're doing here. I'm doing Morrison today, but you could start Mount Idaho here as well. All right, a little out of breath. Just came from a ways down there. Trail's been very straightforward up until this point. There were a couple spots down lower where you had to cross the stream. There's not much of a stream right now, but you had to cross it, and there were a couple cairns to guide you across the way, but really straightforward. Just now making it into the lower tree line. Yeah, if you have any problems getting to this point, then I don't know if this mountain thing is for you. But I'll keep going along this trail. So far it's been pretty good, so we shall see what happens next. Good thing to note while I'm down here is once you get past the initial steep part, now that we're in the trees, it gets a little more level in certain spots. So if you want to come up here and pitch a tent, you could probably find a spot or two up here. This is always something that I like to look for whenever I'm on trails or just out in the mountains, is like spots that you could camp for potential big peaks or bigger peaks. So yeah, this wouldn't be a bad spot right here. So as you're coming up, slowly making my way up, kind of to the left of this boulder field, this is your objective. We're looking up there's the summit. So we're trying to get right in there. See if I can zoom in somewhere. We have this big obstacle right here. So from Mount Idaho, you go over there, and then the peak's just up behind it. For us, we're gonna go through the trees. We're gonna see if we can get in that, go all the way up to that, and then to the summit. All right, I'll go ahead and mention this one, just not to lead you guys astray. So over here, there is a big tree that kind of fell over the creek here. This is where you're gonna cross over the stream again. I mention it because I got a little bit confused and didn't know really where to go, but there's a couple cairns here. We have this one on those rocks, and we have this little group right here, and the trail's just gonna go right where that tree is and a little farther. But yeah, a little bit hard to spot, but it's kind of like where the trail's either gonna guide you straight across this, or it's gonna guide you like up and down over to this area. But basically, the trail kind of ends, and that's where you cross and come up here. Okay, so holy crap, I'm tired. Got a little bit of bushwhacking done, kind of in a seemingly random spot, but that's the goal now, is that. So right now I'm in the base of the drainage that goes up in between the two obstacles that I need to get through. So as you can see, I'm here. We're gonna go all the way up to that. So this is the big obstacle that we're trying to get around. The typical Mount Idaho route keeps going that way. This we're gonna go straight up, and then from there we're gonna take the ridge up. But this is our biggest obstacle here. This is probably some 1,500 feet or so, maybe more. From this point, you're at about 9,400 feet, so you're about 2,000 feet below the summit, even though it doesn't feel like it. But hopefully this goes fast and we can get up on top of that ridge, or at least get up above the tree line to where it feels like this is actually going to be possible, because so far there's been so much just random bushwhacking and route finding to where it just feels like pointless. But we will make it to the summit, so let's just keep going. There's definitely been someone here before. There's a cairn. I guess I've been calling some sort of a track right here. There's a cairn right here in the middle of nowhere, kind of, in this forest. Weird to see that. I know I'm off the Mount Idaho trail, so that's why I'm so confused. Why is there a cairn? No complaints though. Almost halfway up through the drainage now. Just gotta get past this little bit until the trees end, and then I'm halfway. It's another cairn. Very weird to see, but hey, I'm not complaining. Although there isn't much of a trail, so interesting to see it, but very cool. Views are amazing. All right, it is 10 o'clock now, and we're making good time. Good ways up the drainage gully, couloir, it's a gully. whatever you want to call it. We're a good ways up it now. Probably got 300 feet left to the top. Probably looks farther than it will be. There's a good amount of cornices that blow off the top of this side. Being this season, I'm not worried about them breaking. But if you do this in the winter or earlier in the spring, that could definitely be a pretty big risk and a big thing to weigh in, is that the cornices blow into this. And so as you can see, there's a lot of disgruntled snow because of just that avalanches that have been coming down this. And this is the perfect slope for avalanches to come down too. So I actually haven't even had to put my crampons on yet. I've just been using the ice axe because there's enough of this solid kind of stair-steppy snow to where I don't quite need the traction that crampons would give. So feeling good right now. We've been out for, I say we, I've been out for about 2.5 hours now. My guess is hour and a half to the summit. I don't want to underguess though, because I know we still got some technical work to do, but my guess is we're about at 10,000 feet right now. So yeah, doing really good. All right, it might be a little bit windy, but this is what it looks like at the top. I've got my gloves on now because it's a little windier now. So we're gonna look up this, go up to the summit, which is that there. Let's go. Grab my ice axe and come around the corner. I'm gonna come around the corner and show you the views of Bora. Then I'm gonna throw my glove back on because it is cold, or at least a little windy here. Look at that. Oh man. You got Mount Bora. This peak here is called Sacagawea. Right here we have Mount Idaho. And here we're going up Mount Morrison. This peak right here that slopes up is unnamed as far as I know. I think it tops out at 11,900 feet, 800 feet, somewhere in that range. The one behind it is Whitecap, and then Leatherman, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, let's get this ridge scramble done and see what it's about. See if it lives up to the hype. Wouldn't call this a beginner-friendly scramble, especially looking this way. Not very friendly looking, huh? So, use care. I took off the crampons and stashed my ice axe. I'm gonna see if I can do this just normal by hand. It looks a little, it's just pretty dry in most of the scrambly spots. So I'm just gonna see how much of this I can do without crampons or anything. Okay, the summit is right there. We're so close. There have been so many goofy moves along this. I don't know if to call that class 3 or class 4 or what, but it's definitely class 3 plus. I think in the summer, if you wanted, you could probably keep it class 3, but I've definitely been doing a couple class 4 things. Maybe minor class 4. To be honest, I don't know. It hasn't been like too bad. So, sorry I haven't shown much of this ridge. With the snow, it's a little, I need to focus a little more on it. But yeah, beautiful views, man. The views from up here are amazing, and the Lost River Range is genuinely perfect. Such a perfect mountain range. It's amazing. I hope every peak bagger and big time mountaineer can come freaking hit some climbs in this range, because this range is absolutely fantastic. Anyways, pretty close to the summit now. I just have to get over whatever the freak this is and then walk up that terrible scree slope, and then we'll be summited. So let's get it done. All right, at the summit of Mount Morrison. Summit of Mount Morrison, folks. Got Mount Idaho, Mount Bora, Sacagawea, whatever that peak is, and me. Feeling good. That ridge was fun. So there is a summit register, which is good. gonna sit down for a second. Yeah, I think overall, pretty good day. I started at around 7,000 feet, and we came up to 11,300 feet. So what does that mean elevation gain wise? It's about 4,300 feet of gain. I'd reckon it was about 3 or 4 miles to the top up here, not horribly long. So round trip about 8 miles. I'll film a little bit of the descent, but I think the way up is the most important part. I doubt anybody's really gonna watch this video, but if in my future videos you want me to include the descent, I will. And when I get done, I will be including pictures of the road and videos of the road. Well, videos of the road, because I hate it when people post like hiking or climbing reviews for big mountains and they don't push the road quality, because then there's people like me with my little Subaru that can only make it so far up some of these like big bumpy rocky dirt roads. So I will be including a video or two about the road coming up here. It's not great, I will say that. But yeah, as for now, just enjoy the views, and I'll see you guys in the next summit video. So I figured I'd real quick showcase while I'm up here on this ridge. It's a nice little drop, huh? This is the crux, I think. So we're looking back, this is what it looks like. Beautiful views, but you have like this big obstacle, which honestly isn't that bad. You get over that and the summit's right behind it. So you come over that. This is the techiest part, I think, of this sprint. Because you have to down climb that, and then you have to down climb. So you can see where I posted in there. Don't go down there. Go down this, then around, and under that. At least with snow conditions, that's what we're looking at here. Without the snow, you could probably just go on top. But yeah, down climbing this is kind of annoying, but I mean, it's a down climb, so it's kind of like your typical down climb. So if you're not comfy with down climbing, I wouldn't do this one, because down climbing is the name of the game here. There's so much ups and downs on this ridge. But generally I would say like class 3, yeah, at worst. But there are a couple spots where you're kind of in between and you can't really, it's harder like to pick one. So but yeah, I'm gonna keep going along, and I'll point out anything else if there's anything else that's kind of crazy like that. I'll give you a little look at the type of terrain that you're going to be on. These are the last major obstacles before we get back to the supposedly easier part. If I can turn around on this thin edge, looking up here, this is kind of your typical, this is what it kind of seemed to be like, kind of slate rock off to this side, and then there's a little drop on it, but super grippy. Wouldn't want to dry tool this, not at all. It kind of sucks because I want to get my ice axe out for certain spots like snow crossings. I should be fine without it for a bit now, but for little snow crossings I want to get my ice axe out, but there's not enough snow crossings to where I feel like I need it out at all times. So, but yeah, definitely just looking in that class 3 bit. About to do a little bit of class 3 right there. Keep going, and yeah, feeling good. Definitely another cruxy section right here. Actually, it looks worse on this video, but just climbing up this and then going around. It looks worse on camera, actually, because I have it in 0.5. But yeah, I'm just gonna go back up that, which is not gonna be fun, but we ball. But yeah, another little tougher bit. All right, this is me driving down the road in my low clearance car. Oh gosh. Yeah, road quality is not the greatest.